Welcome back to Pilates with Marilyn. My name is Marilyn Harder, Pilates instructor and Pilates master trainer. This is season 3, episode 2, intermediate flow and clearing that clutter. As you can tell, we've got a nice little gale force wind blowing through here today. So I've got a little bit of a warmer cover, beautiful spring day. So it's gonna be you, gravity in your mat. So let's go ahead and make it down to our supine position. So remember that supine position is on our back, gazing up towards the sky, shoulders shimmy back and down. Let's go ahead and start with our good Pilates breaths. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, full and complete exhale out that mouth. Feel those ribs drop in and down. And we'll go again, big inhale in. And full and complete exhale. Feel that transverse abdominis connect 360 degrees around that waistline. On number 3, let's float those hands up towards the ceiling. Collarbone wide, shoulders back and down. And exhale, chest lift up. Pause at the top. Shoulders shimmy back and down. We're going to inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to float those hands up and overhead. Inhale, lower those arms. And exhale, float them back up. And we'll go one more. Inhale, lower those arms. Exhale, float them on up. And slowly articulate it all the way down to the bottom. Let's float one knee up into tabletop. And we'll do that again. Inhale there up at the bottom. Exhale, chest lift up. Pause and hold. Make sure your hips have not hiked any direction. Deep double chin. Exhale, float those hands overhead. Inhale, bring them in. Try to come up one more inch. And let's do that 2 more times. Exhale. And inhale. And last one. And lower it down on the inhale. Set the foot down. Warming up the other oblique. Inhale up. Exhale, chest lift up. And now as we're continuing this motion, let's talk about clutter in your environment. Let's go 2 more. For me, clutter in my environment induces stress. Now, go ahead and lower it down, all the way down to the bottom. All right, we're gonna progress that one more time. Knees come in. Find that inner thigh squeeze. Hands come up. Inhale here. Exhale, chest lift up. This time the legs are gonna go. Inhale, we hold. Now exhale, legs extend, arms up overhead. Bring them on in. Inhale in. We're gonna go 3 times. Pull yourself up just a little bit more. Find that imprint. Exhale, and I'm gonna scoop my legs low and long, like they're floating. And one more. Dropping those toes, scooping those abdominals. Now hold it here for 3, 4, 2, 4, 1. Lay it on down. Really extend and lengthen through those feet. Take those hands up overhead. We're gonna roll it up. Inhale here. Exhale, chest lift up. And engage the glutes. Think lift, 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 up and over. Diving over that imaginary barrel. And restack it up nice and tall. We're going for a spine stretch forward. Engage those glutes, collarbone wide. Inhale, tall. Exhale, seated chest lift. Now pause, hold this. Now let's hold and roll. Keep that connection. Hold it and roll it. Hold it and roll it. Pause when you feel like you're about to go further than you want to go. Hold it there. Legs don't float. We're in that sweet spot. And we're gonna slice one arm out to the side. And take it back up. Inhale, one arm to the side. And take it back up. And let's make it the rest of the way down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale there at the bottom. And exhale, just lift up. Up, 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 and over. Restack it up nice and tall. We're gonna spine stretch forward, engage those glutes. Exhale, spine stretch forward. Keep the connection. And we're gonna keep it and roll it. Now clutter. Clutter to me is defined as anything that does not have a home or a place. Pause and hold. Let's take one arm out to the side. It may be minimalistic living for you. It may be highly decorated, but everything has a home. Come back up to center and roll it all the way down to the bottom. Let's anchor those feet in place. We're going into a bridge. Spread your toes wide. All right, we're gonna take those hands up overhead. Feel the connection of the abdominal center powerhouse it creates. Spread the toes wide, engage those feet. Feel the glutes float up off of the ground. Heels dig in, try to go up one more inch. Hips, not ribs. And slowly articulate it down one vertebrae at a time. And let's continue to move. So in spaces in which everything does not have a home or has a hard time finding its home, it creates disarray. Disarray creates unoptimal environments. Aesthetically for me, I'm unable to think clearly. Inhale there at the top. Exhale, roll it on down. We're gonna go 3 more. Inability to think clearly really truly translates in my relationships. I am in my head. I'm thinking about, oh, this needs to happen, that needs to happen. We need to do the dishes. We need to clean up the living room. We need to do this. We need to do that. And the quality time in which it is spent gets absorbed in my thoughts. For me, clutter is a relationship killer. That may not resonate with you. Maybe clutter is a creative killer. Maybe clutter keeps you from self-care. Maybe clutter doesn't bother you one bit. And in fact, clutter makes you feel most at home. And let's hold it at the top and really press to those feet. We're gonna lift one heel, set it on down. Lift the other heel, set it on down. We'll go alternate one more time. Lift one heel, keep those hips up, set it down. One more, lift that heel, set it on down, and articulate it all the way down to the bottom. Let's go ahead and extend one leg up towards the ceiling. We're gonna climb it up as high as you can go. Deep double chin, extend that bottom leg. Float it long. We're gonna flex and point for a moment, stretching out hamstrings. Double pulse and switch. Double pulse, flex and point, and switch. Double pulse, flex and point. I'm using it just to really get my hamstrings a nice good stretch. Little modified version, double pulse, flex and point of single straight leg stretch. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, pick up the pace as far as it feels good to me. Same for you. And we'll go 4, 3, 2, last pair, even out right to left. Once you're even, bring them on in, set that head down. We're gonna warm up our obliques, set those feet down. Take your right hand palm up towards the ceiling, left hand palm up towards the fingertips up towards the ceiling. We're gonna exhale, chest lift up, and high five that right hand. And inhale, lower it down. So as we continue to move, give yourself one room in that house, any room, that brings you complete and absolute joy. As you think about this room, I want you to take a moment, let your mind wander free. What makes you happy about it? What sparks joy? For me, it's my bedroom. No matter how crazy that family of mine is, all 5 kids, my bedroom is my oasis. Last one. And we're gonna go ahead and switch. Left hand palm up, right hand up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, chest lift over. Every morning, I make my bed. I allow it to set the tone of my day. I clean up anything that may have escaped. And by that, I mean, maybe it is skincare left on the counter in the master bathroom. Maybe it's time to clean or dust in the room. I take care of my sitting area where I meditate every morning. Is it clean and cleared? We'll go ahead and go 2 more. Did I leave any water out there? That's where I do the family's laundry on my bedside folding table. Last one. Is there anything that can go away for the day? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and float both hands up. Take them back behind my head. Shoulders draw back and down, come up 1 more inch. Knees come up into a tabletop. We're going alternating toe taps with rotation. So right leg is gonna toe tap. Right armpit across to the left hip, left elbow reaches back. And switch. I'm going reciprocating switch today. Holding the inhale, always moving on that exhale. And 3. And 2. And 1. Last, evening out. And go ahead and grab those knees. Rock up to a seated position. We're going rolling like a ball. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and come in nice and tight. Toes tap down. Hands on the shins. We're gonna round down to look towards that pubic bone. Deep double chin. And now let's float on that place between the tailbone and sits bones. We're moving with our breath. I like a deep inhale to draw myself backwards. Exhale, tiny before I hit my head. Second exhale, locomotive forward. We're gonna do 3. Big inhale in, last little sip of air draws you back. Pause and hold. Pause and hold. Pause and hold. Rotate over into that Cleopatra position. Arm is out long, shoulders back and down. We're warming up our lat. Elbow tap and press. We're gonna be going into some side bend here in a moment, and then into a pike with rotation. So as we warm up for it, I want you to really find that rib cage, scapular stability. Rib cage against shoulder blade. What I like to call dynamic stability of the single arm. So back to the room that brings you complete joy. Is there anything that you could do within that room to spark more joy? To give you a greater sense of connection, declutter, or stylization that would allow you to open your eyes and feel joy within that space. I'm gonna tell you, you are worth it. Whatever it is, you are worth it. And maybe it's not today, but you start dreaming of it. Give yourself a visualization for that space. We've got 3 more. Woo! Really getting the wind going today. Last two. And then we're gonna go one more. We're gonna rocket ship up and we're gonna spin it around. Just a little quick do-si-do, spin it around. I like to warm up both before I go into that full side bend. Fingertips out at 45, shoulder blade against rib cage. Find that single arm tricep. This arm feels a lot more connective to me today. So this is the side I'm gonna start on for that side bend. Now, if you think about that space and you feel that it has hit your maximum joy quotient, you're thrilled with it, what it is, start moving in your mind to what can I declutter? Is there anything in that room that is no longer serving you? Go into that room with open eyes and an open heart. Are there things you've not touched for months? Is there something that you stuck there that you thought, you know, I like this home, but it isn't necessarily adding value to your space? Is it something extra to dust? We'll go ahead and go 4 more. Our space sets our moods, even in a very subtle way. And last one, we're gonna go ahead, hold it nice and straight. Find that scapular connection, shoulders back and down, serratus against oblique. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this leg up, back leg is extended, bottom leg is gonna curl underneath. Now, without overly thinking about it, we're gonna paint a rainbow. So inhale here, pressing down through our top foot, exhale, lift up like a rainbow. Go ahead and pause there. Make sure you're really pressing into the pinky side of the hand. We're gonna come halfway down, repainting that rainbow, pause and hover, and lift it back up. If you've got good external rotation, really try and keep that back leg externally rotated. Number 3, we're gonna come all the way down. I'm very shaky, quaky on single things like this because I have to make sure to not lock out my elbow. So if you are like me and tend to hyperextend those elbows, you'd much rather keep that bicep, tricep fired. Okay, back foot is anchored. Inside bottom foot wraps around, make sure you're long enough. Ribs against shoulder blades. Big inhale in. Exhale, lift up, woo, into that side bend. Pause and hold, really make sure you've got that scapular connection. And then we'll go halfway down and lift back up. Halfway down and lift back up. And let's make it all the way down to the bottom. All right, we're gonna go ahead and come onto our forearms and do just a little bit of sideline work. Find your connection with space. Extend that bottom leg or that top leg and square off. Find our glute med. We're gonna lift and lower. Remember, you can also use a ball right under that rib cage to support you in space. All right, maybe the environment that you need to change is not your home environment. Maybe it's your workspace. What does your workspace look and feel like? Most of us are working from home. Do we allow it to be the landing place that we just kind of gather stuff in? Or is it Zen, purposeful and thoughtful? We'll go ahead and go 3 more. Last 2. And 1. We're gonna go ahead and come on down onto our elbow. I like fist to the temple here, flexing the foot. We're gonna explore our side kick. We're gonna follow through with rotation. So as I kick forward, I'm gonna allow my shoulder to counterbalance back. This is not the normal way to do it, but it's the way that you can start to connect through the core. As you fire that glute fold backwards, the top shoulder can roll forward. We're gonna do a few like this. I just want you to follow and explore that full movement. If you're feeling like extending that leg, extend it long and slightly in front of you. Be sure to power from that core, powerhouse first. Now the goal is to not allow yourself to roll. Re-square up. Make sure you're in that solid line. Flex it forward and point, draw it back. By allowing yourself to explore the exploration of movement, that rotation in our body, we know where to control from. By exploring our space with an eye of joy, we can identify what doesn't align with that joy. We'll go ahead and go one more. And then we'll go ahead and lay it on down, roll to prone. Finding that prone position. Let's press that pubic bone and hip bones forward. Belly button slightly lifts. Tailbone floats towards those heels. Engage the glute fold. Find that activation. Make sure you're not arching in that low back. Exhale out completely. Pull the bottom two ribs off the floor. Hands to that forehead. And let's go ahead and draw our shoulders back and down. Pause and float. We're going to start with a swimming leg, alternating right glute, left glute, right glute, left glute. If it feels good and available, extend those arms. Opposite swimming arms and legs. Think about the shoulder blade drawing back and down. And if you've got it, pick it up. If you're losing stability, slow it down. Think abs, think slings, shoulder blade to opposite glute pocket. Fronto, inner oblique, external oblique. We'll go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and curl those toes under. We're going to go ahead and push ourselves back into a quadruped position. Inhale here, exhale. Well, that wasn't most graceful, but we'll take it for today. All right, curling those toes under, shoulders back and down. We're prepping for our quadruped hover. I want you to think about finding the edge of the pinky side of that hand, that carpal arch. Float the knees off. Find that flat line with your body. Abs are drawn in. Squeeze to the glutes. We could hold this for a very long time. We're going to add a little baby tricep to it. And we're going to go 4 triceps here. 4. And 3. Collarbone wide. Shoulders stay down. 2. And 1. Let's go ahead and tap those knees down. All right, we're going to step our feet long. We're going into pike with rotation. Squaring things off again. I'm going to take my feet a little wider to the corners of the mat, and I'm just going to pike it up. First couple pikes, I'm just going to gaze at my feet, make sure I'm in a really good place for my body. Reverse bridge back down to that lengthened plank. And as I pike up, I'm loading my right hand, see if I can float that left off, reaching towards those right toes. And plank. And pike, load that left heel, unweight my right, and rotate. We'll go one more pair, pike, load and rotate. And last one, plank, pike, load and rotate. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves down to a child's pose here at the end. Let's spin around to the other side. Finding that side lying position the other way. We'll start with the leg lifts. Squaring the hips off. Finding that squared off position. We'll float up that top leg and we're gonna lift and lower. In that lift and lower, focusing on that lateral glute. What's wonderful about moving your body with intention and purpose is that it automatically clears the clutter in your head. When we draw attention to where we need to feel things, how we need to do them, with our best optimal alignment, connection, and control, our brains literally get a timeout from anything that is taking up space within our minds. Maybe it's things for the future. Maybe it's things from the past. But I promise you, none of it is relevant to the present tense. The only things that belong in your brain are the here and now. The moments here and now, and sometimes here and now requires action. And you take action in the here and now, but not an hour from now. We put it away, we let it go. We'll go ahead and go 2 more. And we'll go ahead and lay it on down. Finding, oh, not quite laying it on down, finding that elbow to temple, squaring on up. Top leg extends, flexing through those feet. And we're gonna go ahead and explore that rotation. As we send that leg forward, we allow our upper trunk to rotate back. Point, find that glute fold, rotate the whole trunk forward. Good. Keep things broad. Keep that powerhouse on. We'll go ahead and go 1 more rotation. And now, if it feels right, extend that bottom leg. Let's try and hold it in space. Flex it forward, point it back. Woo, turn on glute today. Not every day is a winner, but we're doing our best. We'll go ahead and go 2 more. And last one. And let's go ahead and lay it on down. We're gonna roll over into a figure 4 position. Crossing one ankle over the other knee. I'm gonna use those abdominals and really try and find a good stretch for me this morning. Rolling that ankle. And then setting that foot down and allowing for a rotation. Getting in a little bit deeper into the glute med. And for me, move up into that thoracolumbar fascia area, maybe a little into the QL. So mostly that space that's tight in my body. Bringing it back to center, setting the foot down. Let's go the other side. Rotating the foot in one direction and then the other. We'll go ahead and lay that head down, allowing the knee to fold over. Congratulating yourself on a job well done. Let's go ahead and grab those shins. We're going to rock it up to a seated position. Whoop. Come into a butterfly. If you've got any other stretch your body would appreciate here and now, give yourself that honor. Take an inventory of yourself. If you need a neck stretch, we did quite a few abs. It's a great time to stretch that neck. Even combining stretches here. Butterfly, and I'm just giving myself a little neck stretch, a little lateral with a twist. So ear towards the shoulder and trying to tip the chin up towards the ceiling. For me, that stretches that SCM, which comes down and kind of wraps around here, that gets a little tight. Some of the scalene muscles on the sides of the neck. And the other side. Allow that internal space to be wide open and clear. Enjoy the free space before making the decision as to whether or not you should set all that mental clutter back on the shelf. And come back to center. Let's go ahead and hinge it forward. Allow for that full and complete release. Let the weight of the head take over. Just know that every single day you wake up is a gift. Every moment is an opportunity to either improve and control your environment or to become frustrated by and inhibited by your environment. I empower you to make the choice to improve and thrive in your environment this week. Pick one room, make it your sanctuary. You, my friends, are worth it. Thank you for joining me this week with Pilates with Marilyn. Again, join us at corporatehippiesconnection.com for all of our lifestyle tips and tricks. And thank you for practicing self-care this week. You are worth it.